Hey y'all, it's Nay Baby and I'm back with another video. I'm back with another Keeping Up with Nay Baby segment. Today I'm going to make a video on how I survive in Atlanta by myself. Doing it all on my own, no help, just me. So I'm gonna give y'all the whole background story to how I started out on my own, like things that I went through on my own, how I made it through, and how I am where I am, how I am where I am today, right now, my mood, like how I'm living, what I'm doing different, what did I do to get to where I'm at, how am I maintaining, how did I do it, how? You wanna know how? You wanna know how? I'm gonna tell you how. Just watch the video and I can tell you. I'm gonna tell you what's really going on. So here's the backstory that I know a lot of people are wondering how I'm doing. How did I end up living by myself? Where's my family? How is life going?
So basically, back in November of 2018 is when I learned that my dad had to move to Maryland for his job. So at first, I wasn't expecting my mom to move too with my dad. So I was going to still, stay here with my parents and stuff like that. And I was going to stack my money until that summer, and I was gonna move out on my own that summer because living on my own was already my plan. Like, it was already in the works, it was already in my mind. Like, it was something that I was starting to save and really work towards.
So when I found out in December that my mom was leaving with my dad, I had started saving my money. Like, I started saving when I got my check every 2 weeks. My check will only be like like $6.76, because I worked at a daycare. I was only getting paid $9 an hour. I was working 40 hours a week, but I refused to move with my parents to Maryland. Like, that's just not for me. Like, I just felt like it wasn't going to be something for me. I knew it was something that I didn't want to do, because why move somewhere else and not have no friends and not have nowhere to go when I could just stay here and not have no friends and know where to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just comfortable here. I'm not a person who's comfortable with change. I don't like change at all. I would rather not change anything in my life at all. I don't like change. I'm just not open to it. And I just feel like my mom and my dad raised me enough to where I know what to do, and I thought and knew that I could do it on my own, and I knew that the house was going to sell fast. So around December, my parents started house hunting and things like that, and they ended up finding them a home. And basically, they were really supposed to leave like the third week of January, but they ended up staying until like the second or third week of February. So with them doing that, they gave me a little more time to save, but I moved in my apartment February 2nd of 2019. Finding an apartment was so stressful. Saving money was so hard, but it wasn't hard because I didn't really have any bills at the time. All I paid my mom was $150 a month, which was like for my car insurance, and I gave her half of my money for my phone bill. So with that being said, when I got my $600 checks in 2 weeks, I was putting up $500, and I was paying my mom her money, and then the rest of the money was mine, but I was really only using it for gas to put in my car. I wasn't eating out. I wasn't going out having fun. Like, I just wasn't spending money on anything. I was strictly just saving my money and apartment searching because I knew it was going to be hard. I didn't even know what my credit score was. I didn't even think I had credit. Like, me moving out on my own was so, I don't know, it was an eye-opener, because it was like I had to do so many things that I've never had to do before. Like, I had to figure it out, and I had to figure it out fast because I did not have time. I literally had a month and a half before I had to move out. Our house got put on the market December 22nd. And when I tell y'all, I cried my eyes out, because it was just like, I've never been away from my mom. I've spent the night at a friend's house or went out of town with friends, but as far as like permanently being away from my mom, like I'm coming home to a house that's no one's there but me, that was just something that was very different for me. I had to learn how to save. I had to download Credit Karma to figure out what my credit score was. I had to basically figure out how to build my credit because I wasn't going to be able to find an apartment with a 550 credit score. I just knew I wasn't going to get approved. And I already knew making $9 an hour at a daycare, I was definitely not going to get approved. So I had to have one or the other to make sure some way, somehow I got approved. I ended up getting a credit card. I got a Capital One Platinum credit card. They have a Platinum credit card, which is for building your credit. So I got that before I got the credit card. When I downloaded Credit Karma, it told me that I had student loans. I had to start paying my student loans. So I started paying on my student loans literally a month and a half before I had to move out. I started back paying my student loans, which was $50 a month. That boosted my credit score up. I'm talking about up. Like I had a credit score of 636 by the time I moved out. My first month of rent, my dad paid my first month of rent, but I turned on my lights. I turned on my all I really had to do was turn on my lights. So I turned on my lights and stuff like that. I hooked up my internet and what else? So by the time the second month rolled around, I realized that, oh, so once they add my water, sewage, and trash to my bill, then that only boosts my rent like $30, maybe $40 at the max, which was nothing because I would just make sure I worked 40 hours every week, and then out of each check I was taking out, so if my rent was $763 divided by 2 is $380. So I was getting paid bi-weekly. So out of each check bi-weekly, I was taking out $380, which would cover my rent, which was it would put me right at $760. And then the remaining balance, I'll always have more than $60 in my bank account. So the remaining balance I would just use to pay the water, sewage, and trash that's added onto my bill. And then I had a Georgia Power bill. I had an internet bill. I had car insurance a month, and I had my phone bill. So all of those things, I had to find a way to figure out how am I going to come up with this money every month. So at some point in life, it was really hard because working at a daycare, making $9 an hour, $696 every 2 weeks, that's nothing. My bills are at this point $1,100 a month. That's leaving me with an extra $100 a month. So that's when I invested in a credit card. So I got approved for a credit card, and my limit was $350, which I think you can only use 10% of your credit card limit that you have. So I would use that to go grocery shopping and to put gas in my car so that I didn't always have to keep swiping my debit card or taking money out my savings that I knew I needed. So with that being said, the credit card helped out a lot because I only had to pay that back once a month. And I didn't have to pay the whole thing, but I always made sure I never went over $100 on my credit card because I knew that I always had $100. So the money that I'm spending, I know I can replace the money. So then once I started paying off my credit card, then my credit score shot up, which was great. But then there came a point in life where I was like, man, like working at the daycare isn't enough, but I don't want to quit because I was in the middle of doing my CDA course, which is a certified, which is like a certified teaching degree, like certificate thing. So I didn't want to quit working at the daycare. So I got 2 other jobs. So I got a weekend nanny job every other weekend. So I did that twice a month. Then I had an every Sunday job. So with those 2 jobs put together, that had me bringing in an extra $400 a month, like $400, $500 a month, which was pretty good. Actually, I was bringing in extra $600 a month working those jobs. So working those jobs like helped me be able to maintain life and was like helping me not go over the edge of like, dang, I'm about to struggle, or because I don't always have my hand out And I know I can call my parents whenever I need them, or, you know, if something's going wrong, but I'm just not that kid. Like, I'd rather do everything for myself because I don't want anybody to say that they did something for me or say that they helped me. My pride is too high. So I'd rather just do everything on my own than to have somebody else saying that they did something for me. Even though I don't have family like that, but that's just my mindset on a lot of things in life. Living on my own, I started learning how to cook. I started experimenting in the kitchen to find out different things that I like to cook. I was always calling my mom like, hey girl, what you season this with, or how you do this, and what's the temperature I put it on, and how long I put it in the oven. So that's how I learned how to cook a lot of different things. I watched YouTube videos and things like that because I didn't have the money. Like, I had the money, but I didn't have the money to go out and eat out all the time and just spend money all the time, because at this point I'm grown. I was 19 at the time, and I just knew that I refused to have an eviction on my credit. All my friends, anybody who I talk to who be saying something about getting an apartment, I always tell them, you don't want an eviction on your credit. So you better figure it out, and I try to give them tips. Also, something that helped me out a whole lot, and to this day it still helps me, I use the reminder app in my phone. So I would do my reminder for every other week, which is the week that I got paid, and I would put what bills were due for the 2 dates. So if my phone bill was due on the 20th, but I got paid on the 15th, then when I got paid on the 15th, I just would go ahead and pay my phone bill or my Georgia Power bill or my internet bill. Whatever was due on those dates of the 2 checks that I got a month, I would pay those bills with those checks. But that's after I take out my $380 for my rent. So I always take out, to this day, when I get paid, I always take out the money that I need for my rent first and put that in my savings. Then I pay all my bills. Then I take an extra like $100 and put that in my savings just for extra cash, like for a rainy day if something happens. Like one day my tire popped, and good thing I was saving money because I had the money in my savings to go replace my tire. So it's just those things in life that matter. Like, I'm able to survive because I have the mindset and I have the mentality of I'm a grind hard and I'm a hustle hard. Like, my hustle don't stop. I'll work 3, 4, 5 jobs. I'll do anything. Like, I don't care what shifts I work. I don't care what days I work. As long as I'm getting paid for it, and as long as I know that I'm going to have the money to pay my rent, that's all that matters. If I know I might be short this month, I'm calling or I'm telling parents at the daycare, hey, I could watch your kid on this day. Hey, you going out this weekend? You need a babysitter? Like, if you need a babysitter, just let me know. I give them my number, and that's just how I connect. Then I got in real good on, I find all of my, I'm a nanny, so I babysit people's kids for a living. It's something that I have a passion for, something that I enjoy doing. I got to a point in life where the daycare really just was not working for me anymore. Like, the money just wasn't satisfying me. I was tired of working 3 jobs just to make ends meet. I was tired of using my, like, literally, I was depending on my credit card because sometimes I would not have the money, but it's free money on a credit card, but you got to pay it back. So it's kind of just like, it's not really free because I still got to pay it back. And I was tired of doing that at a point in my life. So I started searching on care.com, which is where my profile, you know, I'm set up on care.com. It's a, like, you can find walking dog jobs, cleaning jobs, pick up, drop off jobs. You can find a lot of different things on care.com, but I set my profile up so that I could find me a full-time nanny job. And then I ended up finding a full-time nanny job where I was making a lot more money a week. I was bringing in like $300 more. So let's say I was getting paid bi-weekly. I was making $400 more bi-weekly than what I was making at the daycare bi-weekly. So it's all about how you hustle. It's all about your mindset. And sometimes I really do get down, and sometimes I really do feel like, what am I going to do? I don't know which way to go. Sometimes I really feel lost because there's so many things that I want to do in life, and I'm kind of at pause because I have bills. But this is another time that I'm kind of grateful that I'm that I'm going through it, and I'm kind of going through it alone, because it's just making me a stronger person, and it's just helping me figure it all out. Like, that's just one thing I can say. I'm very wise, so my mindset is so strong to where I'm able to feed my friends knowledge, and I'm able to feed my friends game, and just tell them how things can go and what questions to ask, and just things that I'm learning along the way. Why not tell somebody else who's trying to figure it out what I learned along the way, versus just keeping it to myself? It's nothing but free knowledge. So that's basically how I'm surviving on my own. I basically just had to figure it all out. I had to figure out which way I was going to go. I had to figure out what I wanted to live like, what I didn't want to live like, what I wanted to have in life, what I didn't want to have in life. I just had to map it all out, and I had to make sure, like, I had my reminders set in my phone so I don't miss no bills. All my bills get paid on time. You just have to have the mature mindset to handle your business. You have to handle your business first before you handle anything else. Nothing else matters if you're not handling your business, because if you're not handling your business, then your priorities not right. So you need to get your priorities in line and figure it out. And don't try to go above your means, as in, like, don't get an apartment that's for $1,200 and you know you only making $500 every 2 weeks. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. If you don't have no hustle to you, if you're not working 3 extra jobs, you're not gonna be able to find a way. You're not gonna find your way putting yourself in a sticky situation like that. So just don't try to live above your means. But that don't mean feel discouraged or anything like that. Just try to work your way up to the top. See me, I'm working my way up to the top because I know how I want to live, and I know where I want to live, and I know how I want to live. So I always try to make sure that anything I do, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, and it's going to make me some money, and I'm going to benefit in the end. I'm not going to do nothing that I'm not going to benefit from it in the end. You just have to know how you want to live, what you want to live like, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. I don't know how many times I could tell you that. Like, you just have to figure it out. And that's just what I had to do. I'm 21 now, so I figured it out. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm figuring it out along the way. Like, I figured it out to live like how I'm living now, but I want to figure it out to live like how I want to live, where I want to live, and how I just want to be worried and just stress-free in life. I'm trying to make my way up to that point. I'm trying to find different ways to do. Thank you guys for tuning in to my video. Thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, don't worry about me. Worry about you, because I got me and you got you.